Hello and welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is V and today we're gonna watch something that admittedly you've been asking me to watch for a very long time, and I've been trying to find the time to start the series, but I just never got around to it. I've been incredibly busy in the past few months with moving, with some of the other stuff happening in my life, but I think that now that things have finally just kind of settled down for me, I can start doing these things again and just committing a little more to posting more videos and doing more of the content like this. And when I saw how many videos there are in this whole playlist, I realized that this is a project that it's going to take me a while to go through, probably a couple of months or so, because there's like 15 videos or so. If there's anything in particular that you think I should be seeing or shouldn't be seeing from this whole playlist, do let me know. But we're gonna start with the part one. First of all, I have not played Drakengard. I watched recap videos a few months ago, right after finishing Nier Replicant and before starting with Nier Automata. By the way, you can find both of these playthroughs here on the channel. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe as well. This is where I do my Let's Plays, mostly RPG and JRPG content. So if you enjoy that, you're gonna like it here. But yeah, I haven't gotten to play the game. I know bits and pieces about the lore that I've learned from these videos that some of you have shared with me on Discord. And these are just the ones that, that got away and that I didn't get to see before. So I'm excited for it. Today we're gonna watch this part one, and hopefully it's gonna be good. I don't know what the whole fuss is about, but obviously since you watched through all of it and you keep telling me to watch it, so I'm gonna watch it. Don't expect me to be super insightful because at the end of the day, I didn't get to play the game. Unfortunately, I know bits and pieces, but I still want to. I still want to, re-experience the story a little bit through another video. Yeah, let's do it.
Drakengard, what a weird little game you are. Now I know I may have spoiled it in my last video, but this game is one of my personal favourites. A game that fits nicely up there with Final Fantasy IX, but the question is, why? If you've heard anything about Drakengard, it tends to be about how boring the gameplay is or how repetitive it is to play, making the overall experience a bit of a chore. You may have also heard about the story and how batshit insane it is, so to summarise it briefly before I go into detail. The main reason I wanted to revisit this title was due to the announcement of Nier Automata, a brand new addition to the Drakengard timeline directed by Yoko Taro and Platinum Games. Who's Yoko Taro, I hear you cry? Well, for all of you meme smiths out there, it's Weird Skeleton Man from Square Enix's 2015 E3 conference. Yoko Taro has a bit of a reputation within the industry as someone who isn't afraid to cross boundaries and mess with the player's head, and to a lesser extent his development team. His main goal for
Wait,
Drakengard
what?
was to create a story that didn't hand you a happy ending.
Shoot. What was this? The ending wasn't shown to the entire team until the very end of the development. They're talking about Drakengard or Nier?
And his development team.
Shiva hated it once he saw it.
His main goal for Drakengard was to create a story that didn't hand you a happy ending for slaughtering hundreds,
Oh,
if not
Nier.
thousands of soldiers.
Not Nier.
The game was
Drakengard.
originally meant to be an ace combat with dragons kind of game, till Dynasty Warriors 2 came out and gained massive popularity in Japan, causing them to push for this kind of gameplay as well, which took Taro by complete surprise. According to an interview, Taro was quoted saying that Drakengard wouldn't have stood a chance against Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy if the characters were too normal, and I can safely say he succeeded in making most of them abnormal. Something that I took away from my return to the Drakengard series was Taro's love for making characters with a defining trait that makes them somewhat ostracised or unique in a video game setting. You'll find this becomes a pattern in each addition to the series, including Nier and I'm guessing Nier Automata. Touching a little on the gameplay, I can't really say too much about the ground combat. I'll sum it up quickly in one short, easy to understand clip.
I don't know, like it would be too much effort for me to try and even get the game and get something to play it on. From my understanding, it's not available on the modern consoles, and I've historically never owned a PlayStation. I'm about to own it, or I guess we'll be getting it next month, but it's gonna be a PlayStation 5 that surely can't run this. But it would be cool if some of these older games actually became available on it, but I still don't know if I personally would go for playing Drakengard. Well, not again, but at all is what I was gonna say. As I don't know, like I heard a lot of things that would totally mess with me. I don't really like the kind of combat that I'm seeing, and I'm also very bad at like rhythmic games. I have no rhythm whatsoever, and I think that from my understanding, that's like a big part of Drakengard, at least some of the battles, and I would probably never get past them. Is that it? Oh goodness.
The aerial combat is where Drakengard shines in the gameplay department. During these segments, you'll control a dragon whose main goal is to shoot down enemy minions and airships. The dragon feels like it
That's
has
cool.
some weight behind it, and although it takes a while to get used to it, I found myself enjoying these the most. Maybe it's because there's more going on than mashing the square button till enough dudes fall down. Speaking of dudes, you'll find that if you want to unlock every ending to the game, of which there are 5, you'll be killing a lot of them. You'll need to kill dudes to unlock secret weapons, which you'll need to kill more dudes in order to unlock more secret weapons, which you'll need for the final ending, in which you kill dudes. Those of you who know vaguely about the Drakengard timeline will know that Ending E was originally a joke idea, which is a rip off the Evangelion ending. However, this ending is what eventually birthed the Nier franchise. So for the rest of the video, I'll try to explain the
remember.
basic plot and characters leading up to the events that trigger the endings. It's also the first time I'll be splitting my video.
Honestly, from what I know and understand about the game, this game should have been anime. This game should have been like a movie or an anime or something that you don't want to play, but you want to know the story.
2. Firstly, it gets content out faster for you guys, and second, it gives me a little more time to focus on writing about all 5 endings and why the game means so much to me. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's hope it doesn't drag on for too long. Drakengard takes place in a fantasy world called Midgard and is protected from an otherworldly force by 4 seals: the seal of the desert, ocean, forest, and the seal of the goddess, Furiae. A mysterious cult has taken hold of the Empire, enslaving thousands of soldiers to become a mindless, red-eyed hive mind with one goal: to destroy the seals, allowing these otherworldly beings into their dimension to cause a ruckus. The game starts with our main character, Kaim, fighting a battle against the Empire with his army, the Union. Kaim will be our main character, who brings an interesting twist on the silent protagonist.
Show no mercy! Attack!
But Clemps, I thought you said he was a silent protagonist. Spoilers! Behind you! So being a big dum-dum, Kaim gets mortally wounded and rushes to the castle after realising his sister, Furiae, the seal, is in danger. He murders his way into the castle gates and meets up with our second main character, the Red Dragon. Despite their differences, Kaim and the dragon have to make a pact in order to survive. In the Drakengard universe, humans and beasts can make something called a pact in order to fuse their life force together, essentially becoming a single entity, enhancing both of their strength and being able to speak telepathically via thought. It comes with a downside, however, as the humans need to lose something precious in order to obtain inhuman strength. Pacts are always something that confused me, and the logic can sometimes be a little strange, as one of the endings shows. So, can a human make a pact with any beast? Are these things supposed to be the individual souls? Can you just reach into your body and drag it out for show and tell at any given opportunity? Can you walk up to a dog and be all, "Hey, Buster, wanna be pack partners? Okay." Ah well, slight plot inconvenience for the sake of the video game, I get it. After forging a pact with the dragon, the pact takes away his ability to speak, turning him into the violent mute we've all come to know and love. He also gets a sick nasty pact emblem on his tongue to physically show what part of his body he had to sell in order to obtain power. Kaim and his new lady friend take off to annihilate the Empire forces that govern the skies, which they succeed in doing.
But then does the dragon start speaking, right?
Via murder. Shortly after bathing in the blood of a few hundred soldiers, we're properly introduced to Kaim's sister and his childhood friend Inuart, who's a naturally talented musician. Furiae and Inuart are originally supposed to be husband and wife before Furiae became the goddess of the seal, which is why he's so adamant to protect her. "Stay away from Furiae," she says whilst throwing him in her general direction. God damn it, Inuart, you're so fucking stupid.
Kaim! It's enough. He's dead. Perhaps we should celebrate. The usual song?
Tell me why I'm stuck as a virgin with rage. Tell me why I so need a cute girl my age.
Inuart proposes the party head to the elf village as the castle is no longer safe. Man, sure hope everything's gonna go smoothly. Oh no.
Oh, Furiai,
Oh no.
you must forgive me. I'm not strong enough to protect you.
But your songs, they calm me.
Songs? I pray for strength.
That's like when you're a content creator and you call, yourself, self-employed, and you say you have a job, and then your partner goes out and just, accidentally says something like, "Oh, you have a cute hobby," like in front of people. This must suck.
Next, the dragon hears a character named Hierarch Verdelay reaching out to a pact partner telepathically to bring the goddess to him for safety. So I guess pact partners can also communicate with other pact partners via thought. I mean, sure, I guess? Verdelay is a holy priest of the seal who made a pact with a dragon back in the day, although now it's petrified, meaning he's pretty much useless in combat. He sacrificed his hair as a pact price, and compared to some of the other shit people had to give up, I'd say he picked the winning straw. After
Yeah.
speaking to a dying elf,
Damn.
Kai learns that a bunch of hostages have been ferried away
So can you choose this? Like what you're gonna lose? Why would you choose your speech, damn it?
to a shrine of
Like, oh, because my game developers didn't want to hire a voice actor for me. It's like, what?
the Watchers. Inuart and Furiai take off to the desert shrine, whereas Kaim decides to split off from the main group to do a bit of heroism. Through murder, Kaim finds out that the kidnapped elves have been taken elsewhere. Well, the dragon kind of assumes this, and I guess we're just going to go along with it. Next, we're introduced to Leonard, one of the more controversial characters within the Drakengard series. Although it's not directly stated in the game, and the comments regarding it are pretty ambiguous, Yoko Taro admitted that Leonard was indeed a paedophile and was off jerking it to little boys whilst his brothers were murdered. Okay, what do I say? Fruity tooty, but no, that's awful. Leonard licks lads. Oh god, I'm in trouble. Dipsy, Lala, Poe. Leonard, broken and racked with guilt over his actions that caused him to be away from his family, attempts suicide but ultimately caves into his own
How does this even like happen in the game? How do you even arrive to this conclusion that like he was off doing something like that? Does this even get like mentioned in the game at all? Jesus.
fears and drops the knife. It's then that we're introduced to one of the worst characters in the game.
Your sorry, pitiful little brothers, dead on the ground. What fun! What fun!
That's annoying.
What motivated you to make a pact with this? So he decides to make a pact with a random fairy that came to torment him for no good reason other than it's a sadistic little prick, which takes away his sight, rendering him blind. When you've unlocked Leonard, you can play through his story segment, which is filled with, you guessed it, little boys.
Kaim, please, no more. We cannot.
Please help us! No!
They are so powerless. Yet your sword spares none. Your heart is black.
Help me.
Kaim, still you offer no mercy.
Anywho, the dragon reveals that Inuart was basically the coolest guy ever and saved Furiai and Verdelay from the Empire. By the way, I'm lying. Sort yourself out, you plum.
Kaim,
A girl touched me.
thank goodness you're safe. I will be safe. I am a goddess after all.
No, the Empire are after you because you're the goddess. Don't bullshit me, you rascal. Kaim heads to the Empire prison and succeeds in rescuing Verdelay, and it's clear that Inuart's being held in another location, so for the time being they have to give up on their search. However, the Empire have a much more nefarious plan when it comes to Inuart.
If only I had more strength, then I could protect Furiai.
Oh look, it's Shadow the Hedgehog!
My one true love.
All mine, Furiai, all mine.
Shadow, come on buddy.
If she ceases to be a goddess, can she become a woman again? If only I had the strength.
The dragon drops them back off at the
Amazing.
desert, only to find the seal has been broken. The gang eventually hear the voice of our third main character, Ariosh, an elf woman who was driven to madness when she saw her family being slaughtered by Empire forces. Ariosh made a pact of two elementals named Undine and Salamander, sacrificing her womb and the ability to conceive. This either contributes or is a divine.
I'm starting to think that you don't get to choose these at all, because why would you choose this unless you're really like sure of your decision and you just see it as like I don't know, just a good like condom replacement, just like free contraceptive? Like what is this? What is the deal with this?
Defining factor that leads her to eating her victims, especially children, possibly to put a child back inside of her again. Same as Leonard, when you unlock Ariosh, you can play through her story-specific levels, which lead you to the Seal of the Ocean, where things aren't going swimmingly.
The children. Ariosh, what have you done?
So sweet. So sweet. The cute little children.
Oh, Ariosh! Oh, and the seal is broken here too. I fucked up again. Upon arriving back with Furiai, Inuart appears with his new pact partner, a black dragon. He admits trading his ability to sing or create songs in order to obtain the strength he needs to protect Furiai.
This can't be a
Sadly,
choice.
this has also come at the price of his free will, as the Empire are wearing him from the inside like a glove. Inuart is all, "Hand me Furiai," and Kaim is all, "Ugh." So they clash as enemies for the first time in a super hype sword fight, and the dragon faces off against Inuart's pact beast. Inuart
Damn.
wins hands down and leaves the red dragon critically injured, as Kaim recognises the black dragon as the same one that murdered his mother and father, causing him to foolishly rush out and force the red dragon to defend him. Inuart decides to crank up the creeper level to max and then leaves the scene of my favourite line of the game.
Welcome to a world without song.
Goddamn.
Incredible! After Inuart leaves, Verdelay drops a bombshell and explains that if all of the seals are broken, the seeds of resurrection will be sown across the land. What are the seeds of resurrection? What purpose do they hold? I'll explain them all in due time. Finally, the goddess's capture gives the party enough motivation to storm the Imperial lands to retrieve her personally, and find some new allies along the way. Oh, cool! Wait, no, I take it back. Not cool. No. This young boy, named Sere, is an orphan whose parents were some of the many victims of the Empire attacks. A wandering golem found Sere alone and, taking pity on him, sealed
Oh,
a
God.
pact. Sere gave up his time, meaning he'll never die of old age, forever remaining an immortal child.
That's a good deal. What do you mean giving up? He gained something with this. Who wouldn't want to be just a child and live forever?
He's also my least liked character in Drakengard. Seems I share this opinion with Yoko Taro, who claims Sere is too much of a goody two-shoes to fit in with the universe. He was created to contrast the party of miserable individuals we've come to know, but he somehow ends up being insufferable to me.
Mother, I'll kiss you and then you'll wake up. Right?
Kill me if you desire, but you can never dirty my soul, wretched human.
Now, before I jump into Sere's part of the story, I thought I'd explain something briefly. You'll notice that in this particular scene, Sere isn't here, whereas in this exact same scene, he is. The explanation for this is the endings to
Anguish. Oh, no, it's fine. Watch it.
Drakengard and the process you need to do in order to unlock them. For most of the characters, you'll need to revisit older chapters to have them as backup, and for the first ending, you won't be getting Sere at all. Does that sound awkward? Yeah, it kind of is. Right, now we can tackle Sere and his involvement in the plot. Sere has a twin sister called Mana, who his mother despised for an unsaid reason. She would claim that she loved Sere and only Sere, eventually leading Mana into the mountains and abandoning her. Despite having much more pressing matters in hand like the end of the fucking world, Kaim and crew decide to help this little Melvin out.
Stay back from there.
Sere!
A spell of possession. A wizard must be hiding nearby.
Hit him! Golem, you have one chance and you're missing it. Hit him!
My friend.
You fucking blew it.
fairy.
Finally, after rescuing the little squid, the fairies of the forest release a death cry meaning only one thing. The third seal has been broken, which leaves Furiae as the last remaining barrier between this
Damn.
world and the unknown. Kaim and the dragon rush to the Union's aid to take down the man-made Cyclopses and manage to secure victory.
Via murder!
After a grueling battle, it seems like the Union has won and spirits are high. But this is Drakengard, where no one is allowed a happy ending.
Jesus. What? These are so good. Okay, you've convinced me. We're gonna watch this. Don't expect them like video after video after video, but it is now officially a project, and we'll continue next time. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to go and subscribe to Clem if you haven't yet, because these are epic and I can't wait to see the next one. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well for more live streams, let's plays, highlights, and other stuff. I'll see you around. Bye!